Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. It has been a couple of days, unfortunately, since I've been able to make a video. As per the title of this video, I've been doing I want to say I've been doing a little bit of cheating on Eve with The Long Dark, but more so it's uh, my style of gameplay that causes me to do this sometime. Normally I do some gameplay during my work week, and then on like a Thursday or a Friday, I'll put up a video if I have something that's interesting that's going on. Um, Unfortunately, the last couple days, um, a couple of things have made me not have videos that were worthwhile. I finally hit my weekend this morning, so I'll be playing a little bit more over the next couple of days, and maybe get some videos up. Um, but one issue that I run into is my gameplay style is I usually only have a limited amount of time, 30 minutes sometimes, to be able to play. And uh, also, there's life outside of here, and I am a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan. They had a Thursday night game, and I was watching that instead of playing Eve, so I was cheating on you there. Um, and so that kind of shut that down. And then just work and being tired. Literally, I got home last night at 6 o'clock and fell asleep at 8 o'clock p.m. I've never done that in a long time. But I'm awake, as you can tell. Got my coffee. Um, and so I thought I would do the other issue I've been running into, and maybe this will help you, is as you know, the last couple days I've been trying to find a good spot to start building some ships and um, to be able to die more in faction warfare space. In 2 days, the new Uprising drops. From what I understand, they've been doing some other stuff, but I haven't even been able to keep up with that. I just want to be out here and doing some parts of it if I run into it. So my mistakes I can pass on to you. Um, so I've been looking for spots that would be best to do, and I'm not going to rehash all the different spots, but the current one that I'm trying to do is a good spot to build things and gives me access to different types of NPCs to destroy, so I can use my scavenger lifestyle. Um, I'll just show you here. I think I talked about it in the last video. I think I'm in the Blicklands right now. I'm kind of sitting between two separate systems. Agua here, as you can see, it's got that is in Hymatar system. Now this is the Bleaklands, and then Cormora, which is here, and they both have some pretty good um, uh, NPC stations where I can both build and research blueprints, which I've been doing the last couple days. I bought some frigate blueprints. They take a while to research, but to make it better for me to build things to get blown up in. Um, So, and the fact that they're in two different systems has allowed me to hunt rats that might drop other salvage. As you know, I like to just randomly make ship, not randomly, but take the stuff that I randomly get to make my ship fits to try different things out. And being between two different systems here in two different regions, Hymatar and the Bleaklands, has allowed me to maybe pick up some more items and also the different rats or NPC characters that you kill will drop, if I'm not mistaken, different types of salvage, which I can use to make different types of rigs as well. So that has been working very well. The problem that I've run into is that it's these areas are somewhat populated, so it's hard for me to find an open spot that I can take a little while to maybe kill some rats. The second part being that I don't have a destroyer yet, which has two things. It makes it the rat killing faster because it does more DPS. Number two, it's got 2 to 3 times more cargo space, so I can spend more time out in space and be able to uh, what you call it, to get more stuff to either melt down or use. I'm spending a lot of time going into one station back, and you might be like, well, why don't you just go buy this stuff? Because It's not the way I play. You have to find the way you play. Some people like to mine. Some people like to uh, PvE to get their ISK to um, buy more ships. I like to build the ships and use salvaged parts. You've watched my videos before. It's fun for me. I'm stupid. Um, but I found it, especially for whenever you only have sometimes 30 minutes to play on your work days and stuff like that, sometimes it gives you something you always have to do, whether it be exploration or things like that. Sorry, gotta wake up. So those are my two major issues. So I'm still in these two systems moving back and forth. And it was kind of weird the other day. A guy flew through that I didn't know who he was. And he in local said, "Hey, Planet Head." And even though I was playing, so he must watch the video because and then he flew off. So that was kind of cool. Um, and I wasn't, my character's name isn't Planet Head, so he must have been watching the videos, which is kind of weird to me. So that's my conundrum right now. I've been doing a little bit of searching, and maybe this helps you guys about different areas. You've given me some ideas of places to go. A small area that I did try was down here, but there is one low sec area down here that doesn't seem to have too many people in it very often. It's just a regular low sec area, and then I can fly into high sec here real quick. I had thought about setting up shop here because it does have some research and stuff, um, but it just wasn't fitting in my brain. The second one was possibly here. There's an island set of systems here. It's got everything I need to build stuff. It's in high sec, so I don't have to worry about getting on and off the ship. But most of these areas recently have seemed to be very populated, so I would have to fly out, kill stuff, come back. Now, both of those could be fixed by the increased cargo capacity once I get a destroyer. Um, but that's not it yet. So I still haven't figured out the exact spot I want to go with. I will say this, I just noticed an interesting little spot. And this might be something that you guys would be interested in. I think it's in Devoid here. Nope, not Devoid. Actually, Devoid was kind of interesting. We'll come back to that because I've done some blowing stuff up here. Um, is it in maybe? Nope, not there. Maybe it was Metropolis. Is that it? No, maybe it was Hymentar. Sorry about this. I just found it like an hour ago and I can't remember where it's at. Um, oh, no, no, no. I think it was Sync Liaison. That's why. This is kind of interesting. So, if you notice down here is where I came in at. Now, I've only seen this, and this might be in some other areas, but I've only seen this in one other area, and that was in, I think it's Domain. Well, I'll show you here in a second. But notice how um, Gretzier is in Sync Liaison right here, but only these two systems are in Sync Liaison, and you cannot get off of these. So these two systems on their own in LowSec um, are part of Sync Liaison, but not connected to any other part. To get into it, you have to go through the uh, uh, Bleaklands, and to get out of it, you have to go through Everyshore. So that was kind of interesting to me. And this, way down the road, if I wanted to be a pirate, this might be a spot that you can hunker down in and maybe pick off guys who are trying to go from Bleaklands to Everyshore. I don't know. I don't know what the mechanics are there or something like that, but if you're interested in doing something like that or checking it out, I had originally thought of using it as a base or like one of the possible bases because it does have the three separate um, uh, regions within reach, so I can kill different rats possibly. But then I noticed there is a decent amount of traffic going through these. Now, not a whole lot, and this is probably pass-through traffic, so I may check that out later on. I haven't actually flown through these to really look at it. The other thing you have to look for is who actually lives there. Maybe there are pirates that are currently living there. But in general, now these numbers can also be a little bit deceiving, and I'll explain my thoughts for that. Um, First off, if somebody comes from Cytosaurus, 9 times out of 10, they're probably flying through to every shore through a Marmolet. I love trying to pronounce these. So if they're doing that, they're jumping in and jumping out. So that's 2 jumps. So, and maybe I'm right or wrong with this, but so really these numbers should be about half of what they are if there's just travel time through. Whereas somewhere in like an NPC, or I'm sorry, a nullsec area, if you see jumps where a group is living at, that might be more important because they might be moving from like around an area. Let me give you an example. We'll go to NPC nullsec um, to show my example here. Universe. La la la. Sorry, I gotta stop that. Syndicate. Um, so here's a great example. I always use this as, I call it kind of the web of Syndicate. If somebody comes in here, they may be staying in one of these station areas because they've got a decent number of stations, or they could be going bouncing around one to another, to another, to another, to another. You don't know which direction you're going. You don't know if they're just hanging out there. So when these can be, there's 2 different types there, whereas the other area that I just showed you is a pass-through area. So enough said. Oh, and the final thing would be, obviously, if you've got a single system by itself, you know that somebody goes in, at some point they have to come out. So the thing to do is go into that system. Here's a great example here. Um, this is, notice there is no NPC station there. So what you can do is go to that system, see if there's any player controlled stations there. If there are no player controlled stations there, then more likely than not, this area might be a good spot to drop a character into to do some ratting, because people are doing, most of this is probably explorers going in and out. They're not docking up at any point in time. And notice the spikes in NPC kills. That would be somebody probably doing in my mind, probably doing a mission, a combat mission, or an escalation into there. So even then, you're not too worried. Now that's just an example. So this is how I kind of read the maps and try to figure out where I want to go next. Um, I'm going to be really blunt. I have really tried, I talked about it a while ago. I've really tried not to go to Placid because I really like Placid, but I always, when I used to play, would get stuck over in Placid because it's my favorite region out of all of them because of the options. Slays is probably my favorite system to just live as a scavenger lifestyle out of, because you've got your low sec area down here, your regular low sec. You've got your faction warfare low sec here. You've got a minor trade hub in Stackman right next door, but you're not having to deal with that. There's some decent mission running here. You can get to Verge Vendor fairly quickly, and you can get to NPC Nullsec right here. So, and then you've even got island systems up here if you want to go mine or something like that. So I have personally tried to stay away from this area um, for like the last year and a half, because it is so easy to fall back on something that you're used to. And it does have my single most favorite system name in the entire game, and I tried to live here 10 years ago, did for a little while. Pain. If how corporations or alliances have not seen or used this system as their home system, I have no, it's Pain. I mean, how PvE, I'm sorry, how pirate groups have not just hunkered down here and said, "This is ours because of this name." What a great name! So, there should be another one in HiSec 1.0 that's like Fluffy Pillows should be the name of a site so that all of the Care Bears can live there. Um, Oh, that'd be great if you could rename, like if you were an alliance and you could rename the names of the regions, and let's say you had a Care Bear alliance, and you named them all after the Care Bears or something like that. That would be funny. I guess you could do that with stations and stuff like that. Um, but yeah. So, but I've personally tried to stay away from here and tried to find other interesting areas. Um, I've also tried to stay away. My second favorite, as you know, is Malden Heath because of the options there and the island systems. It doesn't have the faction warfare opportunities, but it does have the low sex and the high sex and the ice belts and stuff like that. And blah 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 blah. So that is where I'm a little bit stuck right now. The other one being, um, I have been cheating on Eve because of my limited amount of time to play. The easiest game for me to play is The Long Dark. You've heard me talk about it before, and I'm about to go play that because I got some coffee. I'm just waking up. I got a bunch of stuff I want to do around the house. But I really wanted to make a video today and explain where I'm stuck at right now. If you guys have any suggestions, you've given me a few that I've gone and checked out. But this is kind of what I'm looking for right now. I've been currently enjoying where I'm at. The major issue that I have is my ability to get and kill things to get the minerals. It's taking too much time for that. So I'd like to get up later on tonight or tomorrow, get some PvP ships up and get blown up a little bit more. Maybe I'll make some videos there. So I wish I had more information for you guys right now. I'm going to go play some Long Dark and then I'm going to, it's raining, so it's inside work day today. Um, I'm going to change out a faucet, drink some more coffee. But other than that, hopefully I'll have better stuff for you, and maybe I'll refuse to put up a video this weekend until I actually do some PvP, so it's a little bit more interesting. So thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys soon. Fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however you want, and have a good one. Bye bye.